there's all manner of situations where people have to pull up short of giving you the secret recipe, and they have a secret sauce.
We're going to be talking about proper expectations with the Deferred Sales Trust. In fact, David's chapter is actually on overcoming false beliefs of the Deferred Sales Trust, and we actually did a couple series on that on YouTube. And his chapter goes into that in detail, which is really great. So, in fact, I want to read one quote, and then we're going to talk about proper expectations as it pertains to times like this and what we're seeing in the marketplace. But David, it's the same question we get over and over and over again. It seems like I would have already known about this. If this is so good and so flexible and all the things that it is advertised to be, why wouldn't my CPA know about it? And you had a great response, and it's in the book, and it goes along the lines of, most people want it's a two-edged sword. A great business idea, intellectual property with a patent and so on, have certain legal and other protections. So no one can take the really good idea and duplicate it, which is important, but perhaps more important, they can't take the good idea and mess it up. So in a strange way, when you are protecting anything, it also places some limitations on the broad use, and or not everyone can see it or access it, and we can't expect it to be Googleable, or you just watch a YouTube video and just figure it all out and just all click. So would you touch on the fact of that, or expand on that, and then we'll move into proper uses of the DST after that?
Yeah, I mean, what would I add to that? It could come up with a lot of a lot of analogies or other kind of vehicles to help drive that home. My sense is people understand it at a conceptual level, but and I think too, not taking anything away from the CPA profession, and I would, because it certainly could be said of investment managers, that there are some who they kind of know what they know, and they stick to the meat and potatoes. They do a good job, but aren't necessarily as adventurous or as up on the newest techniques for accounting treatments and tax related things. Same can be said of my business, so I'm not casting aspersions there, but that's just a simple way of saying that it could be, if your financial situation is getting increasingly complicated, there are properties to be disposed of, there are other assets that need protections and different treatments, and you're in a period in your life when things are in flux, right? I'm going into that period now for a number of reasons. Good kinds of flux. You might stop and ask yourself, which is a healthy thing to do too. Are my advisors, the right team of advisors to take me forward? And it's entirely possible that maybe you need to have conversations with someone that has maybe real estate or other asset protection tax expertise. Doesn't have to replace your current CPA. Sometimes the way to get there is to expand the team when there's a specific need at a time, right? Back with us now, Brett, there on the camera. And so, I think it's fair to say, without it being a negative thing. And yeah, there is an element of the need to protect certain intellectual property, certain licensing. There's all manner of situations where people have to pull up short of giving you the secret recipe, and they have a secret sauce, and that doesn't mean it's bad, but that also doesn't mean that it's the type of thing that's easily picked up in the modern world and tweeted and goes viral, and you can tell how much I'm into all that, right? It just gets magnified. It's not right for everybody. Not every CPA is aware or even wants to be aware, because it kind of changes their whole practice potentially. But it is actually, it's like anything. I've had occasion to do some research on a number of areas recently, and I've discovered that if I'm asking the right questions and using the right words, that what I thought was this kind of a sliver of a set of opportunities, it's huge. I just didn't know about it because until you start looking, and the nature of the thing is that it keeps expanding. It's a bigger phenomenon and a bigger factor, in other words, bigger factor in the marketplace than you might know and your CPA might know. But it isn't very hard to start that first, and maybe it starts with a request. Hey, would you mind looking into this for me? They're going to find very quickly how broadly and how mainstream, broadly used, and how mainstream this transaction type and these trusts are. And so maybe there are just a little bit of like anything, until you have a need, you may not know you have a need, but until you ask, the need probably isn't going to present itself in its fullest capacity. And so I would encourage everyone just to take that extra step, look into it.
Yeah, very well said.